Hey, what is going on, guys? RvzStealth here, and in today's video, I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on the best champions to carry bronze for patch 5.13. So the way I came up with this list is I chose one champion for every single role that I think is the strongest based on their win rate for bronze and also based on how easy they were to play or how easy they are to play. And I'm also going to give you guys one honorable mention for each role as well. So in my opinion, for bronze, I don't think that you should be playing higher mechanically skilled champions because you're probably not very highly mechanically skilled in the first place if you are still in bronze. So playing these easier champions in bronze is definitely going to increase your chances of winning more games. I don't think that you should be playing champions like Azir or Lee Sin. I'm not saying that you can't get yourself out of bronze while playing those champions. I'm just saying that it's going to take you a lot more time due to them being higher or due to them being high mechanically skilled champions. So first up on my list is going to be Wukong for top lane. Wukong is a great pick for top lane in my opinion because he's got one of the strongest team fights in the game with his ultimate. His laning phase is also pretty good as well. He's pretty much a very strong pick at all stages in the game. He's also got a very sneaky engage with his W. You can sit in a bush, use your W, jump on your opponents with your E, pop your ultimate, and if they're a squishy target, then that ultimate on that squishy target is pretty much going to win you that team fight as long as your team ends up engaging. He's also got a really strong power spike once he does get level 11 because the damage from his ultimate, once you get rank 2 in it, is really good. He's also got armor shred with his Q, which makes him a very viable pick against enemies that have a tankier team, and his attack speed buff on his E is also really nice. So overall, I just think that Wukong is a great pick for bronze since usually players in bronze don't have very good positional skills. Like if you're playing AD carry in bronze or mid in bronze, I've seen like players that just end up getting caught out so often because they don't position well, and Wukong is one of the best champions for punishing positional errors because he can engage with his E. If he has to, he can just flash on his opponents, pop his ultimate, and his team fight is just so good with that damage from his ultimate. Next up for jungle, I have Master Yi. So Yi's always a pretty good pick for bronze, and he always will be because he's pretty simple to play. There's not much to his kit in my opinion. Other people will disagree with me and say he is a hard champion to play, but I personally think that he's pretty easy because he's mainly auto attack based, and once you do get to late game as Master Yi, one Q and an auto attack can pretty much one shot a squishy, so it just makes him a pretty strong pick for the lower elos. The Sated Devourer is also really nice on him, and it just makes him that much stronger right now. He also has an insane late game. His mobility at level 6 is also pretty good with his ultimate. And his self-heal is really nice for just staying healthy in the jungle, and it also reduces incoming damage when you're in the stasis, so it's really nice for just if you get caught out in a team fight, you can pop your W and negate a lot of the enemy's damage and then like turn a play on them or something or end up flashing out. He's also got pretty decent clears, and he's pretty hard to kite, especially in bronze because most bronze players don't know how to kite properly and they don't know how to use their CC on the high priority target, so this makes Master Yi even stronger because his ultimate gives him that movement speed, and you can't kite him with any slows, so you have to lock him down with like a stun or a root, and if you don't do that, then he's just gonna wreck you. So next up on my list for mid lane, I have Annie. Annie is definitely a pretty solid pick for all the elos, but I think she's one of the best picks for bronze because her kit is pretty simplistic. There's not too much to it. All you look to do in every team fight is to get an AoE Tibbers off, and your job is pretty much done after that. And if you can get a flash stun Tibbers off on multiple targets in a team fight, or just a normal stun Tibbers, then that could just win you the game, especially if you are in the late game. So I think that due to her kit and her combos being pretty easy, I think that she is one of the strongest picks for bronze. Next up for AD carry, I have Sivir. So Sivir is definitely my favorite AD carry for this season. I have like a 70% win rate with her, I'm pretty sure, this season, and she's just a great pick at all elos, and especially for bronze in my opinion because her ultimate is really game changing, and it's really good for bronze because it's great at punishing enemies' positional errors, so you can use it to engage really nicely, and if the enemies do get caught out, then they're pretty much dead. You just press R with Sivir. If your team has a decent engaged champion, then that champion that is caught out is going to be dead before they can even like flash away, You can't really like flash away from a Sivir ultimate because you're just going to keep chasing after them due to the speed boost. So due to Sivir's ultimate, I just think she's a great pick. She's also a very strong laner with the damage from her Q, and her spell shield makes her a great pick against a lot of the meta supports like Nautilus, Morgana, Blitzcrank, Leona, Thresh. She's a great pick against those supports because she can pretty much not get CC'd by them in the laning phase as long as she can use her spell shield at the right time. And in my opinion, she's also got the best wave clear for any AD carry in the game, which makes her just a great tower pusher. It also makes her a great pick if you fall behind with her because you can just end up stalling out games due to Sivir's strong wave clear. Next up, for support, I have Nautilus. So Nautilus is also my favorite support in the game right now. He's got one of the strongest crowd control kits in the game. He's got 4 CC abilities coming out of his passive, his Q, his E, and his ultimate, which just makes him a really good pick and a very frustrating pick to play against. He's got great pick potential with his Q and his ultimate. He's also very tanky, and his shield scales with HP, so the more HP you get as Nautilus, the tankier you're going to be. He's also great at all stages of the game, and he's very versatile. If you can't play Nautilus support for some reason, then playing him top lane or jungle is also very viable as well. And he's also got very surprising level 2 burst. If you can land your hook on the enemy AD carry, follow that up with your E and your passive, then the burst damage at level 2 with Naut is actually very surprising. So first up on the honorable mentions for top lane is Tryndamere. Tryndamere, in my opinion, is easy to play. He's a very strong split pushing champion, and he just does a ton of damage come late game. Next on the honorable mentions, I have Warwick. So Warwick, like Yi, is very strong with the new Devourer item. It's one of the, I think Warwick and Yi are definitely 2 of the strongest champions in the game with the item. I played Warwick a few times now, and the item just synergizes so well with him. He's back to one-shotting squishies come late game. Like, you can just take out the AD carry with your ultimate, with your Skirmisher Saver, just put that on them before you use your ultimate, and then use your Q after it, and they're dead. Like, they can't do anything to counter it unless the enemies have some sort of hard CC that they can use to get you out of your ultimate. But his level 6 ganks become really good as well because he does have that ultimate. So with the new Devourer enchantment, I do think that Warwick is top tier again. Next up for mid lane, I have Malzahar. So Malzahar is also pretty easy to play. His combo isn't hard to land, and as long as you can stay even with your opponents in lane, once you hit level 6, if you're running Ignite and you can get your full combo off on your opponent, then they're pretty much dead because of his suppress that he has with his ultimate. The only con to him is that he can have his ultimate negated by some sort of CC ability, and he does have to stand still while channeling his ultimate. I don't think that this is as much as a big deal as if you were playing in like the higher elos, because champions won't really counter pick Malzahar as much. They won't pick a strong champion that can negate his stasis when he's using his ultimate. So I do think that he is a fairly strong pick. For AD carry, I have Tristana. Tristana is definitely a very good pick right now. She's a great pick for bronze as well because she has her W, which is very good for just getting out of different sticky situations, and her ultimate provides self-peel as well. Her late game is one of the strongest for any AD carry in the game, so games in bronze usually end up going like 40 or 50 minutes because players don't know how to end out games and they just end up going for kills. So due to this, Tristana is just a great pick since she does scale really well into the late game due to her passive, and therefore I think she's a great pick. And last but not least, for support, I have Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank is one of the strongest pick champions in the game due to his Q, and if you can find that pick on the enemy AD carry in the laning phase, then if you can get the kill, you can end up just zoning the enemy bot lane from CS after that because you'll be ahead in the laning phase. And with the new changes to Talisman Ascension, I just think he's that much stronger right now. And if you can get that one hook in the late game or in the mid game on the enemy AD carry, you could just ultimately win the game as Blitzcrank. So that is all for the video, guys. If you enjoyed, then don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also let me know in the comment section below champions that you have had the most success with in bronze, because obviously these aren't the only champions that you can do well with in bronze. These are just, in my opinion, the best champions to carry you out. So let me know who you guys have had success with if you were in bronze previously or if you are in bronze right now. So thanks for watching, guys. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video.